Chapter 541. At this time, Lucas, who had not spoken for a long time, stared at both of them coldly. He could tell that both father and son from the whale family were interested and moved by his sister, Faria. At this time, he could not help but feel a little excited. It would be great if Faria could marry into the whale family. At that time, Faria would marry into the whale family and become a part of their family. When that happened, she would naturally not be able to compete with him for the Adair family's property and inheritance. He would naturally become the well-deserving heir of the Adair family. In fact, Lucas was afraid that Faria would truly end up together with Alex. He did not know Alex's true identity and status. He only knew that Alex seemed to have some supernatural powers, and that was the reason why his grandfather respected him so much. If Faria ended up with Alex, there was no doubt that Alex would marry into the Adair family. At that time, he would definitely be in trouble. Faria was already his biggest rival when it came to vying for the Adair family's property and inheritance. If she did not marry far away, she would always remain as his rival and competitor. Moreover, Lucas knew that his grandfather really respected Alex very much, and he had been desperately hoping for Alex to join the Adair family. If Faria could accomplish what their grandfather wanted her to do, their grandfather would certainly place more attention and focus on Faria and Alex. Faria and Alex would certainly take over the Adair family if that happened. So, what would happen to him then? Therefore, Lucas absolutely did not want Faria to end up with Alex at all. Since the whale family seemed to have intentions of taking Faria as their daughter-in-law, all he had to do now was think of a way to persuade his grandfather and Faria to accept the marriage proposal offered by the whale family. Lucas had to send Faria away as soon as he could. Faria was not aware of the intentions of the father and son from the whale family. Finally, Faria and Lucas courteously approached them before excusing themselves as it was already getting late. Fury and Edward walked both of them downstairs before they watched silently as the pair drove away from the hospital in their car. It was only at this point that Fury finally sighed and said, "Faria is truly a very perfect and wonderful girl." Edward nodded and said, "Yes, I honestly did not expect her to become even more beautiful after just a few years." Fury replied seriously, "Beauty is one thing, but family background, education, and temperament are the most important things." After that, he continued speaking, "Faria is amazing in all of those aspects. If you can marry her, it would be a good thing for you." Edward smiled before he said, "Dad, I will really need you to help me out in this matter. Faria's parents have already passed away. So, you will have to try to convince her grandfather on my behalf." Fury smiled as he assured his son, "You can rest assured. I know what I have to do. I believe that Lord Adair will also want Faria to marry into a good family. The whale family will surely be a perfect choice for him." After that, Fury spoke up again, "I think that Lord Adair will definitely agree to it as soon as I bring this topic up. After that, we can proceed to plan Faria and your marriage. If everything goes well, we should be able to discuss and plan your wedding well within a month." Okay, Edward was very excited. It would be best if we could have our wedding this year. At this time, all Edward could think about was Faria. He had completely forgotten about his pitiful and miserable younger brother. After returning to the ward, they found that Katza was starting to lose control again. The nurses were already bringing in his extra meal that had been sterilized under high temperature and pressure. After that, they fed Katza his food so that he could enjoy it first before they performed gastric lavage on him to wash out as much of the food as they possibly could. Fury stepped into the intensive care unit to take a look and immediately walked back out with a black expression on his face. Edward did not even bother to enter the ward at all. He simply sat on the sofa outside as he looked through Faria's social media profile. Before coming to Oris Hill, he had not paid much attention to Faria, whom he had not seen for so many years.